The reason behind that is really twofold. I think that if you're going to get to a quality of care that meets the community standard, it has to be evidence-based. And if you're dealing with a university, more than likely, you're going to get evidence-based care. And I think it also provides an opportunity for the universities to train their medical students, their nursing students, what have you. Dr. Sterling and I go way back. We both trained in the emergency medicine program in Cook County. And when I look at the patient population that we have and the clinical disease processes, it's exactly the same. And I think what benefits the universities, particularly outside of a city like Chicago, is that you get that clinical experience really in your own backyard. And our men and women need to be taken good care of. So I think that relationship is growing, and I hope to see it grow more, and I think it's going to have a significant impact on quality of care that we deliver. Moving to the inside of the facilities, one of my visions is to take this opportunity where these men and women are being held captive and really get them to the point where their disease processes are under control, and more importantly, it's an opportunity to teach them about their disease processes. So we recently initiated a couple of programs throughout the state called the Diabetes Self-Education Project. It's an evidence-based program that came out of Stanford to educate community members about basic chronic diseases, asthma, diabetes, hypertension, congestive heart failure. And they actually modeled it in a couple of correctional facilities across the country and found that there was a significant improvement in these offenders' ability to understand and subsequently control the disease processes. So we've actually gotten that program into 4 of our facilities. We have 2 more that we're going to put it into, and I think it's been pretty successful thus far. Another area of offender education that I'd like to see us up is in terms of offender peer education. One of the things that I noticed when I came in and talking to folks in the various facilities was that the HIV peer educators, for instance, do a much better job at teaching their fellow offenders about their disease processes and actually convincing them to get tested and to help take care of themselves. So I think this is a real opportunity to essentially train trainers within the correctional system so that these men and women have a wealth of knowledge that they can not only use inside the correctional facilities, but outside when they return. Because we have to remember that these folks are returning back to our communities, and if we return them healthier and more knowledgeable, they have a much better chance. In terms of the recidivism, I think that it's been 3-pronged: healthcare, housing, and employment. Those are probably the 3 most important factors in terms of keeping these men and women out of our facilities.
Yes. Okay, I noticed the health problems that you mentioned, like you said, are due to poor diet. So why would you guys just implement a better diet?
Well, we are going to do that, and that's definitely one of the things on my radar. In fact, I recently met with a dietitian from the University of Illinois and gave him our therapeutic diet manual, because we need to have real medical diets, particularly for our diabetics who are, very poorly controlled in some of our facilities, and I think that's due to a lot of factors, and one of those factors is the diet.
What I understand, the foods that they eat are making those problems worse. It's like fighting an uphill battle that's going on with it.
It's just like in the community. If you're eating, hot dogs and bologna and that kind of thing, it's processed foods are going to make your disease.
That's all she has.
And as a follow-up to that, one of the other areas that I really think that we need to focus on is our commissary. So I put together a work group, basically to look at our commissary options. And my vision is to, at each facility, basically have a healthy choice commissary list, just like we do at McDonald's. If you see that green leaf beside that item, you might be more likely to pick that. And you can't force everybody to change, but knowledge is power. So if you at least provide them that knowledge, then it's on them to two areas that I really want to focus on that could have a significant impact.
But if I may add too, over the last couple of years or so, we've implemented facility guards to try to get more fresh vegetables to our population on the line and give much more healthier choices as you're indicating, because we recognize diet is an issue, but also we are sometimes limited to the resources and the type of food that we purchase and put on the table. But our guards during the warmer months have been instrumental in trying to get more fresh vegetables on our lines to our those in our custody.
Just a quick question. Growing age population in the penal system, what's going to happen, what's the procedures, and what's the process that's going to take care of these baby boomers that are now going to the outer limits that are still behind bars?
Okay, I can tell you, in the state of Illinois, when it comes to HIV, all of our HIV care is done by the University of Illinois, Chicago telemedicine team. So they care for all of our patients across the state. The virologic resistance rate or response is completely suppressed in about 97% of our patients. So we're actually doing a very good job of treating HIV. All of our HIV care is done by the University of Illinois telemedicine team, and our virologic suppression rate is about 97% as compared to about 60% if you look in the community at folks who are treated by non-experts. So we're addressing that. HIV and Hep C are two big medical issues.
I have one more quiz for you. Those of you who missed my first quiz, sorry. I have a second quiz. In corrections nationally, what's the what is corrections in the nation count as a geriatric age? You can't say 65 because that's obviously not quite it. I'm above 65, I feel geriatric some days. But what is the corrections definition of geriatric? Very close, 50. 50. People who are in the institutions are medically 15 years older medically than people on the street. And we, to your point, there's a whole different set of issues dealing with that. It starts very early. In earlier points, we have to start working together to try to modify that. But that stunned me when I found that out years and years ago.
And actually, if you look at Illinois' population, I think we have the fourth highest geriatric population in the nation. About 19, almost 20% of the individuals in the Illinois Department of Corrections are over 50 years of age. And I think there are a lot of different reasons why you see that 15-year advancement in the physiologic age. A lot of it has to do with what happened prior to they came in, lack of access to health care for whatever reason. May have been substance abuse, there may have been mental health issues that impacted their ability to take care of themselves. So that's one of the other areas where we're really, I think, challenged because that population is growing and we're going to have to face issues like dementia, like other chronic diseases.
Yeah, I think the interesting statistic would be is that, when you take a look at the poverty rate and those who have resources in comparison to those who live in prison at the same time, because we have legal representation, when you find out the poverty rate in the education, that's a real correlation. So if we want to fix this, we need to improve procurement and create opportunities because that's going to help impact it. I mean, there's a lot of stuff in this, but we have to look at that as a legitimate strategy also to reduce recidivism at the end of the day.
Do you want to have the person you brought talk to us now?
Yeah, let me do this. I want Carl. Carl is kind of one of our leaders in the area. He has a few comments to make. And then, Director, if you don't mind, we'd really like to get into, I think a couple people have a couple questions. Then we want to get right into procurement. I know your guy here has Liz, I can't think of the name now. Jared, the Chief Financial Officer. I've known Jared for a while. But there's a program where you can go and learn and get the bids for the Department of Correction, and he can take you right to it and get you set up on it right away. And so we want to give you an opportunity.
Walk you over and
at the same time. And I wish we had a lot more time, guys, because this is a great conversation. But I would like to yield to Carl, and then I'm going to pass the ball to Dr. Jeffrey Sterling. But I want you guys to finish your presentation, and I'm sorry for interrupting, but
We'll field 2 or 3 more questions and then we'll move on.
I got questions over here.
I'm sorry.
Okay, you go first. My agenda, I just wanted to know, did y'all have any kind of program? Because I'm looking at before the prison. Do y'all have anything that's for people not to go to prison? I'm a business owner. I hire a lot of ex-felons and murderers. But is there any programs that we can combine together to do before, to give these people before they go to prison? Right. Jobs, different programs, because if they don't have anything to do, then that's where it's going. So you guys are kind of like already funded, basically, the way I look at it. So is there any programs that you can put together with the community to help people from making it to prison? Because I've never been to prison.
Right. There are 2 answers to your question.
Okay.
The one correct answer is no, because we only deal with those sentenced to us, and Illinois probation is under the county, and we do not get involved in somebody coming into prison. Should we? And the answer to that is yes. And we have had several meetings with Tony Preckwinkle, Gladys Taylor and I have over the last couple of years, looking at ways to get corrections embedded earlier into the process. And then she ran for mayor and that got sidetracked a bit. But I think we'll pick that back up again because there's things we can bring to the table that other states who have probation under their correction system do that we could do here. I think that's really good stuff that Mark Loman's group is talking to you about. There's no reason that couldn't start earlier in the process. So we have to get all 102 counties to tell them, this is what we're doing at the state level. How about you doing it on the pre-institutional level?
And at the educational level, what you're speaking about is prevention. So if we could put more money on the front end instead of on the back end, is ideally what we want to do. So identifying high-risk kids before they get into the juvenile system, right? So investing in those programs, identify those families that have needs early. I know one of the things that impacted at least the area I'm from, which is East St. Louis, when they took nursing out of nurse out of school, that was a person that could spot things readily. And that was a resource that was taken away. But really building in kind of preventive things to catch those men and women or kids early on, so they don't end up.
So they don't come.
Right. That's right.
So that's the community piece.
That's
the community
and
piece.
I would say one more thing, and this is my second soapbox, in full disclosure. Well, actually, the third, because I have the PI program. When you see your legislatures today, talk about PI. You want PI to pass, just like that.
I was suggesting.
I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
It's not just unique to Illinois. Every state spends way too much money on multiple people trying to help one person. It's fundamentally wrong. We need a system. You can help convince your legislature of that today, where there's like a navigator, one navigator for 10 people, let's say. Because what happens, and we're guilty of it in parole, we send them to this group we wanted to help, that group wants to help, that group wants to help, that group wants to help. We have money to fund all 4. So we say, here, you go to these 4. Well, guess what? You tell them one thing, you tell them another, you tell them another, you tell them another, and guess what our parolee does? 0 for 4. It has been proven. If there is one person taking care of that parolee, you're responsible for navigating them through the entire system. We are now finally getting to an Illinois Corrections, and we will share with people in the community the needs of each of our people. We know which to address first and second and third. Let's address those first, second, and third instead of the shotgun approach. It doesn't work. Obviously, our failure right here is Alabama. That's fundamentally wrong. And I would argue, when you think about it, think about focusing, laser-like focus on a certain group. There's plenty of people for all four of those people to keep their money, to keep their storefront open, to provide help, but they'll be providing help in a more focused area. And then you would contact Larry and say, hey, Larry, I got this person, I'm telling you, you can help him on this area only, and vice versa. Anyway, I can kind of, yeah, that's what, we're moving that way in the adult system. We need to make it more systemic. So,
I would
wait,
recommend-
I'm sorry, you were,
Yes.
If I may, I would,
first, then
yes,
you.
I would recommend Department of Juvenile Justice and getting with those youths, because what happens is they graduate from the youth center and then they end up in our custody. A lot of the youth that go to the Department of Juvenile Justice is not committed like they are here. They're not necessarily labeled a felon yet, so that would be good linkage for those kids who they are there temporarily, and then they come out, they need mentorship and they need jobs, so that it keeps them off the streets and stuff. So Department of Juvenile Justice would be a good linkage for anyone who wants to work with youth, so that they don't graduate to our system.
Two more questions, 1 and 2. Maybe 3. 3.
Stop.
Okay, I noticed, you keep speaking and reiterating on jobs and job skills and things of that nature. Well, one thing I know is that a lot of people go to prison while having a job. Is there any entrepreneurship program that you guys are teaching, or options so people can liberate themselves and won't have to depend on these programs to teach grown people?
Thank you for asking that.
You just walked right into it. Thank you very much.
That is part of our workforce development initiative, and we have one starting at Hill, and then we had engaged with PERC out of Chicago to help fulfill. You guys are the group, because you probably would walk the walk to show up at some of the programs that we have to show them that it can be done, right? And they see faces that look similar to them, right? To instill hope, because it's all about hope and giving them opportunities that they might not otherwise have, so they can create something for themselves legitimate, right? All right, so we're going to do more in terms of entrepreneurship.
You all know what PERC
programs
is?
inside.
PERC? I'll send stuff to Larry and he can send it out to you. It really is amazing. And it's just in its infancy stages, but it's got a lot of funding behind it by the foundations in the Chicago area.
But one other thing, we talk really quickly about jobs and stability, and we know that those are paramount for our population, but they're also need for programs to help them to change the way they think. And so I just would be remiss not to say that the department has done a great job with infusing more cognitive behavior-based programs to address the criminal thinking, right? Because then behavior follows. And so that is just as important as having a job and keeping it, being able to not think a different way so you don't get in trouble.
And to have kids or grandkids sign up for motivational interviewing, I wish I would have known that when my kids were young, but you're second and you're third. Okay, you're fourth.
There used to be a program at 26 in California, the Susan B. York program, which was a training program, and it was basically geared toward the younger people or juveniles that had entered the system. Does that program still exist, and what was the success ratio for it?
I've never heard of it.
That program was out maybe in 96, 97, but it extended all the way to 2002. And it was a program that was in the institution itself that trained people. That program has a purpose.
We'll look it up.
In the spirit of criminal justice reform and reentry, what collaboration do you have with other state agencies, specifically DCFS? We have a situation right now in Lake County where a young lady started a daycare in 1987, and she has not had any issues with violations from DCFS. She wanted to expand her services to a center. Well, since 2017, they said there was a new law that said that they had to do a background check, FBI background check for anybody who wanted to open a center. So they did the background check, which they went back and found something that she had did back in 1987, which is retail theft and small amount of marijuana, which they want to deny her license to expand to a center. However, she has been successful daycare in her home, for the last 20 years. Now, in the spirit of reentry, criminal justice reforms, your state agency trying to do something positive, here you got another state agency who's saying, because of something we found 30-some years ago, we want to deny the ability to go from a home to a center that is going to employ more individuals to get them work. How do you collaborate with the state agency?
I don't know how we do that in the spirit environment, but you give Larry that person's name, I will walk to the head of that agency and talk to that person.
But you're right, it does take a collaboration.
It's collaboration.
Public health, mental health, education, DCFS, because a lot of our the people that we come in contact hit all those agencies at one point in time or
That's right.
another. And when we don't know that those barriers exist, we do need to get a collaborative panel of all agencies that are willing to talk together, not be in silos, to break down some of those barriers that prevent our people from going forward.
And that will happen, but when the governor changed, a lot of department has changed, like, I might not be here tomorrow. But that will happen. I mean, naturally, because I did this job a long time, if I was secretary. That happens naturally. Right now, I would have to introduce myself to DCFS, but I will do that.
We are doing the collaboration for the Illinois Department of Employment Security and DCFS, because we are obligated by statute to both have them access to other wards that are in our custody, and parents that are in our custody, access to their children who are under DCFS.
All right, I have a quick comment. Because we haven't had government change. John has been one of the exceptions to the rule. We owe it to him, if ever there's a conversation about replacing him, we're going to defend you, because I've watched you do what you do. I think your heart's there, your team is there, and so we need to have good people in good positions. Not that you're the only one that can do it, but it's important to us that when you find success, that you protect success in the interest of the state and everybody else. And so I would give to, I think, Carl and then Dr. Sherman, and Dr. Sherman has to get on a quick.
Carl, you're next. If you have questions, once we're done, stop down and we'll have action.
And by the way, DLC is always hiring. The age requirement is 18, high school diploma. It's a great career. You see probably over a century worth of time that we've done. We've been here a long time. So we're also always recruiting as well for good people to come work in our
Nikki runs that, so please feel free to send your name.
We need staff, always.
Carl. Why not?